What the riff?
What?
We're new riffing it.
Oh,
I'm John,
I am Kaija.
Southside Sippers. We've been collecting new riff bottles, and we're like, let's go ahead and do something with it.
These are all single barrel
single barrels, store picks.
Store picks. And I will tell you that this down here smells like chocolate. I am really excited to try these and figure out which one of these has chocolate notes in it because I can smell it. So I know it's got to be close.
Now that you say it, yeah.
Do you smell it?
Yeah.
Well, these are all 2021, 2022s. Similar-ish in proof, anywhere from 104 up to 115. Yeah, and now I get a little cherry. Chocolate-covered cherry. Okay, now my mouth is watering. Why don't we just start down at A and work our way up to E? How's that sound?
Okay. They're all aged at least 4 years. Some of these are 5 years.
I think the 2022s are all 5 years because if I recall, they were all barreled in 2017. Yeah, all barreled in 2017. One of our single barrels came from Vine and Table, which you said they don't even.
Yeah, it's closed now.
Closed.
I wasn't going to tell them what years they were. I was just going to say we've been collecting them, but now you know. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, that's good.
Leave the comments. I smell like a berry or something. Or,
you.
Or like
This is
a cherry.
very cherry. This is very
like a
cherry. Very cherry. I mean, whatever this one is, I wouldn't even have to, and I like a cherry in my bourbon when I have it neat sometimes, just as like if I'm using it as like a dessert. Yeah. I wouldn't even have to put a cherry in this.
It's very cherry forward, and then it's got a lot going on my tongue. So
sugar, brown sugar. I hardly get any oak on it. It's got a nice aftertaste.
I thought Kaija would be very geeked out about that. These all have notes.
They do have notes on the
side.
back.
That's kind of what I really liked about the new Riff. We've been to New Riff.
We have never done their tour. We were excited to maybe someday do the tour. If you've done the tour and recommend it, let us know. Leave a comment.
Yeah, that's a cherry bomb.
I'm gonna write some notes down since I'm gonna compare my palate to the tasting notes. I'm gonna put vanilla, cherry, and a little brown sugar.
Am I grabbing some crackers?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Palate.
Clean your palate. I forgot to grab those out.
One of these says butterscotch.
Well, don't read it. I don't want to be. I want to go in with a fresh mind.
Oh.
So no cheating.
I'll turn them all around.
And whichever is the butterscotch, we're gonna have to compare that against the Pursuit, and see if we can. Because that one's so butterscotch forward. You moving on to B?
Yes, these are all fresh cracks too.
Now, the color difference. I'm trying not to look at the color difference either because that one in the middle is very different color compared to the two on the outside.
Yeah, that one looks very light. So proof on that one.
All right, so B, not quite as pleasant. That's a little, heavy on the oak and the pepper.
Yeah.
And a little rye.
Really?
Yeah. I almost feel like I had a little piece of rye bread. I don't normally get bread notes out of bourbon. And I'm picking up more traditional bourbon on the nose.
Second sip's not as bad. The first sip was
just a lot different than A.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little grabbier. I actually feel like it lays a little flat for me. I wonder if this is lower proof.
I don't even know what note to put. But
I put rye question mark. Okay. All right, well. A was really fun. B, okay. Okay. Not terrible.
We'll see.
And what fascinates me, and I'll be interested to know like the difference in the age statements between A and B. I half expected with these barrel picks, like, is there really a difference? And clearly, I mean, even just out of the first two, A and B, wildly, wildly different.
That's why I think we should do a Buffalo Trace video.
Yeah?
And we have like 12, so we do 12 all at once.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think if you get into You're laughing. I mean, you might be able to do 12. I don't know that I could taste the difference between the 12th one by the time you get through it. There'd be no going back to re-sip any of them.
We've done 10 before.
Not well. Ooh, no, I think I would put this one at a higher proof.
That's good.
But I get a little fruit notes up front.
I get some fruit vanilla on that one. That's pleasant. That first sip was good. Yeah, if you've not seen the 10 spot that we did once.
10 for 10?
Yeah, 10 for 10, 10 spot, whatever. It's right up here if I can get there. But that was fun. That was fun.
10 sips in 10 minutes. Or 10 bourbons in 10 minutes.
Yes.
Well, I won't spoil it. You'll have to go back and look. I agree with you, sir. I get a little cherry vanilla. I think that this is a little higher proof. It's got a little bit more of a hug. It's got a nice finish. It's a little bit oakier.
I had some oak on it, but not that much. I think I got more oak on B than I did C.
Yes, very much. I agree.
Excuse me. But I got, oh my gosh, excuse me. Like a fruity vanilla on that.
Would you say cherry on that? Would you? For C?
I would say fruit.
Fruit?
Stone fruit.
Everything is stone fruit, but no grape. You know how you like
some
that
vanilla and just working it in. Oh, you're moving on to D.
I am. Boy, that's buttery on the tongue.
Oh,
wow,
hey,
that's really nice.
Happy New Year. I should have started off with that.
Oh, is this getting released out New Year?
This is New Year's, so Happy New Year.
Man.
I think a New Year's resolution for us should be drink more bourbon.
Easily done. Easily done.
I think that should be a New Year's resolution for us.
Are you setting a New Year's resolution this year? Like for real?
Maybe.
Besides drink more bourbon.
Yeah, but I don't think the other one would coincide very well. Is maybe drop about 20 pounds or so. It's gonna be tough with drinking more bourbon, but you know, I'm gonna try it.
There's not that many calories in bourbon, right? Do we even know? You have a New Year's resolution. Feel free to leave a comment.
Ooh, I don't know about that. That's got a funk to it.
Yeah, I really wanted to like this because it's buttery on the tongue, but it falls off. It's a little flat for me.
It's got a funk on the end of that.
Yeah, so I took a cracker to maybe try it on a different palate, but I'm a little bit disappointed because I really want to like this. And I don't hate it. I've been
second sip is not as bad. It's not as funky. Huh. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back to that. I'm gonna have to go back through the lineup, but that first sip, no. Second sip, it's working its way there. It's building. There's something there. I'll tell you that.
I like that second sip after the cracker a lot better. It does have a little bit of a flat finish for me, but I think I'm getting buttery on the tongue, a little butterscotch up front, to be honest.
Huh.
I don't get any funk. I don't know what you mean. Like a moldy, like a mildew?
I don't know. There was just a...
Or a soap? No, floral. I feel like if we're picking out a floral note in a bourbon, you tend to call it funk.
No, I think the funk might have been soaked wood, some soaked oak, but this, like I said, the second sip...
I heard someone call it as like oak tea.
Oak tea?
Mm-hmm. Like a watered down tea that tastes a little oaky. See, that second sip is a little bit oakier too.
Huh.
Well, third sip, I guess. Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'm gonna go to E here.
You can finish up with E.
Yep, and then I'm gonna go back through.
That nose is different than the other four.
Well, that feels stronger.
Very similar to A.
That feels stronger.
A higher proof, you think?
That feels like it gets you right up front.
Oh yeah.
I stopped after D.
Ooh.
Or I stopped after C, I forgot.
Yeah, I would agree. I think E is going to have a higher proof.
I don't know.
compared to at least D or C or B.
I think it's smacked my tongue. That first sip smacked my tongue.
This is more traditional bourbon to me with your baking spice and your oak. This is, I would say, very kind of par for the course.
Second sip is not as powerful, but it's just, like you said, classic bourbon.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, if you want a bourbon, this is a bourbon of bourbon. It's just no special notes to it or anything like that. It's good old fashioned bourbon. Brown holy water.
And it is hitting me a little bit here. So
I don't know if I need to go back to E, but I mean, I will. I'll do a shotgun to all of them.
well,
All right, now this is just a water taste after each sip here.
do you want to all right, so you're going back through the second time?
Yeah,
Pick your top pick, dude.
I'm gonna shotgun it. I think.
Yeah. Let's go.
Do you already know?
No.
Don't be rushing me then.
We know you like to go back through all of them. I'm going back through A and C because those right now are my first two picks.
A's good.
Yeah. You know, now that I'm smelling this the second time going back through, I'm picking up some caramel. Are you picking up any caramel?
I think I get more caramel in B.
Maybe that's what I'm smelling. Ooh, I got a little smoke out of that. That's still really, really good.
Oh my gosh.
Laying a little flat.
Oh
now.
my gosh.
Well, what?
It's gonna be tough. B's got
Seriously?
some flavor there. B on the go around again. Did the little merry-go-round and whoo, coming back at you.
I'm gonna write caramel and smoke.
B is. I didn't get any oak on B this time.
No?
No oak. No oak for you. I think B had a better smell than C did right now.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I get the cherry
C.
on the nose for C.
C and B are
Top pick?
A. Well, no, rushing. C and B are running right now. A was good, but C and B,
There it is.
I don't have enough to really go back.
Well, I poured these. I tried to pour Kaija-sized sips and John-sized sips, but I may have underpoured you just a tiny bit.
D tastes good too. Oh my gosh, what's going on?
I don't know. Your
Tasty.
palate's all mixed up.
Tasty.
I had that as my 5th place.
Taste it again. No, you got to keep going back. You got to go back through everything. You'd be surprised.
That's
No?
higher proof.
You don't like the flavor of that?
I do.
Oh man,
It's still oaky.
I didn't get any oak. E's still very, very bourbonish, like, and not in a bad way, but just very not super flavorful. It's just, I'm gonna say bourbon. I mean, I want to say whiskey, but it's, I mean, just bourbon. So, oh, you're switching it up?
I am.
Oh, oh, I don't have enough.
Yeah, I think I'm sticking with C. That's my top pick. What do you got?
I'm trying to see how much you have left of C.
Do you need to try some? There it is, you. You need it. Yeah, A's laying a little flat for me now. Okay. I'm happy with my picks. I will say all of these were good. And I will be excited to compare the tasting notes. So Let's do the big
Okay.
reveal.
All right. Okay. Let's. And these are all new Riff. Just an FYI. Make sure you're keeping track here.
All right, let's go.
Your first is
C.
My first is D.
Interesting. Okay.
All right. A. Vine and Table.
Okay. Which is.
You want to read it?
Gummy fruit. Interesting. Charred oak and Werther's caramel coffee. Oh, see, now I picked up caramel.
You said caramel.
Candy leads to dark berries, shortbread cookie, and toasted wood. Well, we had brown sugar, vanilla, cherry, caramel. So dark berry would be a cherry. So
yeah, I said
out some of the notes.
I said cherry bomb.
I did not get any shortbread on that, but that's okay.
I don't know what that is.
Shortbread's like that, like a buttery cookie.
Gotcha. I don't know.
What's B?
B is Big Red.
Two of those.
105.3.
Okay. So vanilla iced sugar cookie, walnut and oak on the nose, a palate entry of oak, vanilla, maple, brown sugar, cocoa, and spice. I had rye in there.
I had oak.
You had a lot of oak. I had oak and pepper. Well, I guess, and then on the nose, the vanilla iced sugar cookie. I don't know that I got that on the nose.
I don't remember on the nose.
A little bit of vanilla. I think we picked up, but not a sugar cookie. Interesting. Okay.
C is Big Red.
And Big Red. That's this one.
Yep.
The other Big Red from 2022.
Yep, 110.4 proof.
So this was my first pick. Rich dessert-esque nose. Vanilla buttercream.
Fruit vanilla.
Toffee. I had cherry vanilla. Higher proof. I had that there was oak and sugar. Amped up sweetness with a dusting of cocoa on the finish. Oh, I did not get any cocoa. Interesting. Buttercream. Buttercream. I don't know that I picked out any of those notes, but it was my top
got a
pick.
little bit of creaminess on there.
All right, Kai's top pick. A barrel select, 110 proof from Big Red Liquors.
D, my pick. Khan's pick.
Interesting. Okay.
114, baby.
And then this says it's classic nose of butterscotch, spice and vanilla. And then on the palate, mint, berries, and oak lead to a rye spiced finish. And I did have it was buttery.
Was it
with
the one
that you... and a butterscotch. I was able to pick the butterscotch out of that.
Was this the one you said that was rye-ish?
Yes.
Huh. God, she's
with
good.
a rye spiced finish.
She's good. Huh.
So this was John's pick and 114 proof. So then that leads a red barrel.
Red barrel.
E. Right?
Yep, E. 115.8.
Honeycomb cereal, dried orange peel. Oh, orange? I didn't get any orange. Toffee on the nose with flavors of cinnamon, orange, and cracked pepper. I had baking spice, which I guess maybe cinnamon. And then an oak.
Huh.
Interesting. I did not get any orange out of that.
I didn't either. So I just picked up their a new barrel pick from Red Barrel today. So we'll have to see how that fares versus that one.
Yeah, I still don't get any orange, even knowing that it should be there. Interesting. I think people's palates are a little different.
Yep.
Well, then I have a surprise for you, sir.
Yeah.
I have the new Riff Winter Whiskey. This was last year's Winter Whiskey. I would love to find this year's Winter Whiskey. So if you have found it, please leave a comment. Tell me where to find it. Well, you know what? This has got some tasty notes in it too. So let's just give it a taste. This bottle is half gone. You took it from me.
I did. I had to hide it.
Until we could do the video. So I may have twisted your arm a little bit to get this on video so I can put it back in the upstairs bar. This to me is very different tasting profiles compared to what we've tasted today.
I remember I had some of this earlier couple weeks ago, and yes, it was good. It was, to me, very cocoa-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious if I get that now after I've had some.
Cheers.
2025, guys and gals.
That's chocolate. Chocolate and cocoa and a little smoke, marshmallow. I mean, when you think of winter, I think of sitting by the fireplace with a cup of hot chocolate and marshmallows in it. And all of this reminds me of just taking in the winter. I get a little smoke, I get a little chocolate, I get a little marshmallow, little smoke. It's very different, and I really enjoy this. Very different from all this. It's a little bit darker, not quite as sweet.
What's the proof on it?
That's a good question.
Huh. It's good. Yeah, I get like a chocolate berry, almost.
Made with malted oak and chocolate malt. That's why I think we're maybe getting the chocolate on that.
100 proof.
100 proof. So it's a nice, easy drink. It's not very hot. Let's see. Unique spice of raw and malted oats, cocoa notes, and chocolate malt. Aged at least 4 years.
You want to read that mash bill for everyone?
65 corn, 20 malt, malted oats, 7 pale ale malt. Is that a beer?
I think that's a beer.
Oh my. 5% steel cut raw oats and 3% chocolate malt. I will say that chocolate malt like dominates. Interesting.
We eat some of that steel cut oatmeal sometimes.
You eat steel cut oatmeal.
Sometimes.
Bottled and bond.
Oh, it is bottled and bond?
It is, yeah.
Ah. What do you know?
Proof.
Why, how did we not put that in the bottled and bond video?
Because we didn't. You wouldn't let me drink it. We didn't know. Anyways, this is just, it's a very different, if you're in the mood for kind of darker chocolate notes, highly recommend. And I would love to line this up against the 2025.
Pull that in. I don't think that's in the video. No one can, you're not going to be able to read it. There you go.
There you go.
But we'll put it in there. That's very tasty.
It's very tasty. Very nice.
I'm glad I bought it.
New Riff, a little kind of a craft distillery, but coming up in popularity, I feel. So I highly recommend all of these single barrels. These were really great.
Have you guys tried any of the new Riff lineup? Picked any of the new Riff single barrels? What are your thoughts? We're curious.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.
Sip responsible, guys.
Bye-bye. Can I take that upstairs now?